Visiting with Troy Andersen, Bobcat Time Capsule, Montana State's utility man, the starting quarterback going into the 2018 season. And Troy, you transitioned into the quarterback role that summer. You entered the game as the starting quarterback, your first start at quarterback as a college player. What was the preparation like? How was that different leading into that game that season? And what were the emotions like for you late in the week as that game got close?
Yeah, I was definitely, I'd say, fairly nervous going into that game, but we had great senior leadership that year. The coaches did a good job kind of calming you down, getting you ready. You would know you were going into the game prepared and kind of ready to take on whatever happened.
That was your second of the three Gold Rush games you've played in. What's it like as a player coming out and seeing all that gold, especially in that student end zone, with the emotion that always comes with a home opener?
Oh yeah, there's nothing really better. Kind of go out there and there's the eruption from the crowd and just kind of a sea of gold. Yeah, it's up there with the Cat Grizz game in terms of energy and excitement level for sure.
Western Illinois jumped out to a 13-3 lead, led 13-6 at halftime. The Bobcat offense struggled a little bit in the first half. You had some success running the ball, but the team didn't get the ball in the end zone. What do you remember about halftime of that game, about coaches' conversations with you and how you got yourself sort of into the groove going into the second half?
Yeah, I guess that was the first game of the year, and so everybody had some nerves going into it. So the coaches just kind of reiterated, calm down, stay the course, go out there and do what we have to do, and we did in the second half.
The Cats went right down the field and scored on the first drive of the second half. What do you remember about that drive in terms of just how you approached it and how you felt as it really got going?
Yeah, it was kind of take it one play at a time, and we knew that if we just kind of kept staying the course, that we'd get open. And I know, I think Kevin had a pretty big drive on that one for sure, and then to get that first touchdown under the belt was definitely big going for the rest of the game.
You mentioned Kevin Cassis. He was your favorite target that day. He was your favorite target really throughout the season. He made so many big plays. He set up the next scoring drive with a 69-yard kickoff return. He had a couple really big catches for you that second half. What was it like playing with Kevin, who was a more experienced player at that point in time? And as a quarterback, did you kind of use him as a security blanket?
Yeah, definitely. I think Kevin had a fairly level head and just kind of was a calming force on our offense that year. He was somebody we could turn to for big plays when we needed them, and he definitely showed up big in that game.
The Bobcats got the game tied a couple times in that third quarter. You threw an interception late in the quarter, but the defense held Western Illinois to a field goal. Now, this was a ranked, really good Western Illinois football team. As a quarterback, how did you respond to big plays by the defense and the special teams? And was that different for you than in your role as running back and linebacker?
Yeah, it was a little bit different. I think, especially when you throw a pick like that, you feel bad, and then when the defense kind of bails you out and holds them to a field goal, you kind of feel like it's back on you to kind of reward them or thank them by going down and putting points on the board. So I guess that's kind of what I was thinking about at that point.
Tristan Bailey kicked 4 field goals that game. He was a National Player of the Week, including a couple in the fourth quarter to get the win for the Bobcats. What do you remember about your emotions in the moments after the game when the team was heading down to sing to the students? And was it great relief? Was it joy? What were you feeling at that point?
A little bit of both, I think. Like you said, Western Illinois was a good team, and we knew that it was going to be a tough game. But, our fans and our students, that game kind of really just lifts us up. You don't want to let them down, especially a home opener in Gold Rush. So a little bit of relief there in getting the win, but also definitely a lot of joy. And, it was exciting and fun.
As you process that 2018 season when you had an All-America season as a quarterback, as I mentioned, came after a running back season and led into a linebacker season, but your role you really have such a varied role on this team. What did that season as a quarterback sort of teach you about football, teach you about yourself as a player, and how did that kind of propel you into your career, rest of your career?
Man, I think it was definitely a challenging year, but it was a fun year. I learned a lot more about reading defenses and all that kind of stuff that comes with it. So I guess my overall knowledge of the game definitely improved. Kind of how to study, really take like preparation seriously. Kind of going into every games, which I don't, regardless of what position you're playing. So I think that's kind of the biggest thing that I took away, like my favorite thing.
Well, we're missing the Gold Rush this weekend, Mission football this fall from the Bobcats, but I appreciate your time and thank you very much.
Yeah, thank you.